You are listening to Apex One Radio. Stay with us for the best bet in the new wave of communication. Apex One Radio. Get informed, enjoy, and learn.
Laura Onyama now joins us live from Bamenda, where she has been visiting for the past couple of days. Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ernest Kanjo.
So, how is Bamenda today, Laura?
Oh, Ernest, I'm in Limbe actually, not in Bamenda. I left Bamenda immediately after the project.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still in Bamenda after the project which you just shot in Bamenda. We're talking about Kiss of Death, produced by Alalio and with Edith Pikwa as executive producer. We shall definitely come back to that. But I understand you are the president of the Limbe branch of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon. Am I right?
Yes, that's so true, Ernest.
And you are also a Cameroonian actress.
Yes, of course.
Correct. So, recently, the Limbe branch of NACAM produced Kumba Bread, which is an upcoming movie. First of all, where did the idea come from that NACAM Limbe should produce a film?
Actually, I didn't have the idea of Kumba Bread in the first place. Okay. I had the idea of a short film, and then Kumba Bread came up. This idea came in mind in February 2015 on the day of elections of the National Bureau.
Okay.
I actually, on that day, was decided upon that all the actors who have films in the market could get into the hall and could vote. And it was sort of same that most of my members from the chapter couldn't get in because they didn't have films in the market then. So in that confusion, that's the only thing that could come into my mind. Let me do something for us. Let me do a short film. Let me sell our faces to the market.
Okay.
That's it.
Right. Now, the reason why I wanted us to talk about this movie is because its title is very, very captivating. There is nobody who would be static when you come across Kumba Bread. Kumba Bread should mean something. Who wrote the story, and what is it talking about?
Yes, we actually chose the title Kumba Bread because at least when you hear Kumba Bread, you know it's Cameroon. Kumba Bread represents Cameroon.
Right.
So we all took upon ourselves to write stories when we actually decided to do this thing. We actually decided to work towards this. We took upon ourselves to write short stories so we could have a variety to choose from. We had like 10 stories, and then Kumba Bread was the best among those stories. So apart from Kumba Bread, we chose 3 other short stories, put all of our time in Kumba Bread, and that's what we came up with.
Another curiosity would be Kumba Bread, whereas the movie is produced by Nakam Limbe. Why not Limbe something?
Sorry?
Yes, I was just being curious because you are in Limbe and it is the Limbe branch of Nakam that is producing a movie. Yet you prefer to use Kumba Bread as the title of your movie. Why not Limbe something rather than Kumba Bread?
No, and it's going to be Limbe something because the story doesn't talk about the Limbe chapter. Okay. It doesn't talk about Limbe in particular. It talks about the materialistic and money-minded attitudes of the girls of nowadays.
Okay.
And Kumba Bread too is just a prop on that movie and that story on that set was just a prop, and we wanted to create that suspense. That's why we decided to do that. Decide to Kumba Bread.
Right. Now, could you just present the cast and crew of this movie briefly?
Lead actor Nande Ramesh.
Okay.
Onyama Laura, myself, Elizo Lumui, Payang, Egal Leroy, and the crew is actually, just a 4 character, just 4 of us. It's just a short movie, so we just had 4 characters to meet, and then the crew. The DOP is the DOP and editor of the hit video, Colera Petit. That's Alpit Otomoto, and we had sound from Hans from Boya, and then we had director Edgar Leroy.
Right.
And lots lights from members from Nakam in the chapter, and we're just too many of us.
Right. And which character are you playing?
I played Sophie.
Okay. And
Sophie is actually the materialistic and the money-minded lady.
Okay. So, tell me, who actually sponsored this production? Is the money coming from the coffers of the Limbe branch of Nakam?
Nakam Limbe, as united and determined as always, we sponsored it by ourselves. We did everything on our own. That we, the members, we made contributions that sum up to the amount that was needed for the project. And then we started off.
And so, were you satisfied with the work done artistically and maybe technically?
Oh, of course. And I was very satisfied. I was so happy. And at one point, I was so surprised with the effort put in by members, even those whom I did not expect to work that hard. Everybody was there. We worked hand in glove so that everything should be okay. And seriously, trust me, everything was fine.
Right. So everybody's anxious, including me. I'm anxious to watch this film. When do we expect to have it released?
28th February 2016.
Okay.
That's the day we're going to premiere Kumba Bread at last. The long-awaited Kumba Bread.
And where will that be? In Limbe?
Yes, that'll be in Linde, the Youth and Animation Youth Hall in Linde.
Okay. And thereafter, where are Cameroonians going to procure copies of the film?
I will start selling it on the same day. We'll sell it that same day. In the course of the event, we'll start selling it. And there's some places in Linde like Easy Shop, Bamenda, Casa Building, where you can get Cameroonian movies, and you're going to have it on some TV channels like Canal de English. So many places you can get it from.
Okay.
And like in 2 months, it will be online on YouTube.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so Laura Onyama, thank you so much for this first part of our radio conversation. I will definitely take leave of you so that you can catch your breath. But then when you come back, we shall talk a little bit about your career. Then we'll run off with Nakam Limbe. I just want to find out just how organized is that guild, the Limbe branch of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon. If you've produced a movie, it is a strong signal that the Limbe branch of Nakam is quite organized. But then, just how organized it is, that is what you shall be telling us when you come back on the airwaves. But before then, I would like you to have this beautiful piece by one of your colleagues. Call him Datsun, and that one is titled Jolie Jolie.
Achugo Chanja. Datsun.
Master will also on the
another one.
This beautiful contemporary piece is just 3 months old. Having been released officially sometime in October of 2015, and I can quite remember Apex One Radio covered that music launch live. That was from Bamenda. Datsun doubles as a movie actor, and of course, he is the public relations officer of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon. A special dedication to all the actors of the Republic of Cameroon, especially the ones who reside in the seaside resort of Limbe. You're listening to African Fiesta by NS Kanjo and Marcel Adjik this day, January the 6th, 2016.
Lead the guitar. Come on.
Okay, this is African Fiesta coming to you from Apex One Radio. You just listened there to Jolie Jolie by Datsun. Datsun is the PRO of the Cameroon, the National Actors Guild of Cameroon. And we've just been talking to one of his colleagues, Laura Onyama, who doubles as president of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon, Limbe branch. And so this is Fiesta number 30. Maxwell, we were talking there to Laura Aint. We're focusing on Kumba Bread, which is an upcoming Cameroonian film produced by the National Actors Guild of Cameroon, Limbe. But I just want to ask you this question. When you come across a movie title, Kumba Bread, what comes to your mind?
Well, I think nothing else than a thought-provoking movie that is intriguing, fascinating, of course. And why not a hilarious movie?
I was just talking with somebody the other day, and we said Cameroonians have become very creative as far as titling movies are concerned. We have a lot of captivating movie titles, and I think that is part of the art. That is part of the art, because if you don't begin from there, you may not have a good market. Movie titling as marketing strategy, perhaps that's something we'll find out from experts when they do come on the airwaves. But do you think movie titling is very, very important as far as the business is concerned?
Well, I think it's a clever way to market movies also.
Okay, right. So we'll definitely come back to Kumba Bread when the movie is ready. But then let's go back to Limbe and continue our conversation with the president of the National Actors Guild, the branch of Limbe. Laura, you're welcome back.
Thank you very much, Ernest.
So, tell us, Laura, take us back to when you became an actress. How did it happen? And what pushed you to become a movie actress?
I've always had a dream of becoming an actress. I started way back as a child when I used to do stage dramas or stage plays back in St. Terence of Grace of Fall under the canopy of the group YP.
Okay.
So actually joined the Cameroon film industry in 2009. That was my first year in university.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to tell stories that touch the world, stories that touch. I have been that person who sees the world differently, and I thought to myself that the only way I can explain this is by acting.
Mm.
And when I'm on set, seriously in it, I feel so alive.
Right. That's interesting. Now, apart from Kiss of Death and, of course, Dark Sunshine, which you just finished shooting 6 days ago, which other movies have you done? And, of course, Kumba Bread, which we just talked about. Which other movies have you done?
Actually, I started off in 2011.
Mm.
The movie title Heavy Rain.
Okay.
It's a short movie comedy, and it has really gone viral on almost all the local TV channels in Cameroon.
Mm.
And then my second movie I did actually was a minor role I took in the movie Decoded.
Okay.
And then that was in September 2015 I did the movie Broken Thoughts.
Mm. Okay.
That was before I was called up to Bamenda for Kiss of Death.
Okay. And I understand a couple of days ago, Apex One Radio spoke to you live on a film location in the hinterlands of Cameroon, not hinterlands per se, but in a rural movie location. And how was that experience? Could you describe it to me?
My experience on Kiss of Death.
The experience of shooting in, a rural setting like the one you had in Chomba a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow, that's the most beautiful experience I had in the year 2015, and I would love to have it again and again. Actually, I've never been opportunity to live in a village like Chomba, that's a typical village setting like Chomba. So I was given this opportunity, and I really enjoyed it because the people around me, first of all, the cast and crew around me, everybody was so good, so happy, so understanding, and so united. I felt the love from every corner. And then talking to the villagers are so welcoming. I got to eat lots of African dishes that I dreamed of eating and never had the opportunity because actually I grew up in the southwest region of Cameroon. So back then in Tromba, I got to eat things like ankov. I got to speak the language a little, like the greetings. And I to book on a lot, and achu and kati, everything was so nice in Tromba.
Now, my gallery is currently playing on one of the most famous online TV streamers. I'm talking about Iroko TV. And what does that make you feel as being part of that movie?
Hello? Come again, please.
Yes, I was saying that my gallery currently plays on Iroko TV, which has a broad viewership. Does that make you feel a little satisfied with what you're doing so far?
You're talking about my gallery?
My gallery, yes.
No, I thought of because they're not my gallery. I'm not a part of my gallery. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were featuring in that film as well. Okay. Tell me, which of these movies do you think has been the most challenging to you so far?
Come again, please.
Which of these movies, the ones you've done so far, has been the most challenging?
Oh, yes. Kiss of Death has been the most challenging movie in my entire career so far. Because, being the lead character in a movie of such caliber, everyone looks up to you at every point in time, starting from the director, to the producer, to the DOP, and to your co-characters on set. And apart from that, I had to speak Lycom, that's the Bicom language. It's a language that I never even knew a word, but I was forced to learn on set and speak it.
Right. Okay, we're speaking
And
to.
then another challenge I had was I had to cry almost every day. In everything, I had to cry. It's almost everything, seriously. But thanks to my director, Mr. Mason Derrick, was always there to make things better for me. He understood me very well, and my co-characters too.
Okay. That's interesting. Her name is Laura Onyama, Cameroonian actor, and of course, lead actor in Kiss of Death, produced by Edith Pikwa. You're listening to African Fiesta number 30, coming to you from Apex One Radio. And Laura, just take a very, very short break. Stay with us. Take a short break. When we come back, we shall talk about Nakam Limbe.
Mami dey suffer for farm before sending pikin for sukulu. You come back for sukulu before you start to check your brain. Chop no day, oh chop no day.
Okay, we are back with contemporary music. That one is titled Chop No Day, Rhythm Squad. Rhythm Squad, yeah. Okay, beautiful piece there. Okay, this is African Fiesta number 30. And of course, our special guest is live from Victoria. Her name is Laura Onyama.
Mami hala, he called God to be his father. Uncle, they don't turn.
And that one is featuring Wax Day.
Man, they hustle, man, just like thing where they do. Tubolo, so they you turn and gamboko, yeah. Chop no day.
And this one is dedicated to every young person who works hard to make ends meet.
Mami, they suffer for farm before sending begin for sukulu. Chop no day. You come back for sukulu before you start to check your brain.
Chop No Day on Apex One Radio. Her name is Laura Onyama. She is our special guest on African Fiesta this moment. Let's go back to Limbe and receive our guest. Laura, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'd like us to talk about Nakam Limbe now. For how long has this chapter been existing?
Nakam has existed as long as Nakam itself has existed.
Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
I can get if I am fine.
Yes. So Nakam Limbe has existed as long as the guild has existed, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so when did you become president? And in that capacity, what do you do on a daily basis?
I became president in August 2015, and I took over from Eno Philip.
Okay.
Whom up until now, I appreciate his endless love and work for Nakam Limbe. I do my best to maintain the name and keep the members together, keep the group in harmony as we all continue to sail in the ship that leads us to a common dream. That's the best I can do for now.
Right. And do you feel comfortable in that position?
Oh, wow. I feel comfortable myself because, first of all, I have to trust myself and be confident in myself. Seriously, I feel comfortable. And most, especially my members who make me feel most comfortable because they're ready to work with me in every step I take, and they appreciate what we all do together. all the time.
Right. So, who are these close collaborators of yours, and what is your relationship with them?
Close collaborators. Those things attached, actually. Close collaborators, actually, Lizolumu is first. Lizolumu is the chapter's advisor.
Okay.
And Peter Mutongo, who is the financial secretary. Nandu Ramesh, who is the assistant SD. And Ade Josin, who is the secretary general. I find it interesting and less stressful working with these persons, actually, because I got to understand that we understand each other very well, and they're one of the most determined people I know.
Now, if I am a Mutengene or a Tico resident and I feel like being a member of the Limbe branch of NACAM, is that possible?
Yes, and it's very possible to join us at any time, but actually, you welcome this friend, and then I personally will advise you to attend meetings in your town, in your branch, because almost every town of Cameroon has its branch, and all the branches are well organized and running. So I don't think it's going to be a good idea, actually.
Now, if I'm living in a town that doesn't have a NACAM branch and I decide to be part of the one in Limbe, will you accept me?
Come again, please.
If I'm living in a town that doesn't have NACAM and I decide to be a member of the Limbe branch, will that be possible?
Yes, that's very possible. Everybody is welcome at any time. Whether you're an actor or you're aspiring, you're always welcome at any time.
Okay. Now, can a non-registered member of NACAM Limbe play in any movie shot in Limbe?
For now, yes. For now. Because this is the period of grace. Not only to Limbe chapter members, but to NACAM members in general. Since it is a new regime and we intend to take things slowly.
Okay.
But trust me, Ernest, by the mid of this year, things are going to change. Non-registered members will not be able to feature in any movie, not only in NACAM Limbe chapter, but any movie in Cameroon in general.
So you mean that if I stop by in Limbe by June and there is this huge production going on and I want to be part of it and I'm not a member of NACAM or a registered member of the Limbe branch, I won't be able to secure a role in that movie?
Yeah, the only place where you get lucky is if that project is being done by an independent producer.
Okay.
That's a producer who is not part of the Producers Guild, because the Actors Guild works hand in glove with the Producers Guild. And trust me, by June, no producer who is a part of the Producers Guild is going to cast any non-registered actor in his or her movie.
Okay. That's information we are getting live from the president of the Limbe branch of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon. So, what is the relationship between your branch and the National Bureau of NACAM?
Wow. It's a sweet and perfect one, I would say, because even the president himself, that's Kecha Emmanuel, he's always there to guide me in every step I take. And Lizotu, who is the national secretary, and luckily she's one of us. She's always there for me. And I was even recognized as a peacemaker on the day of the constitutional amendment in Douala by the National Bureau. Everybody's always there for me. They all tell me, Laura, if you have any problem, just call anyone, just text anyone. Even the vice president tells me all the time, please, this is what you have to do and this is what you don't have to do. And they're always there for me.
Right.
Truthfully.
Are there some problems that are particular to the Limbe chapter of NACAM?
Whoa. Yeah. We have a few problems, although we're always happy with the mission we have, but we always have problems. We need those faces that appear on the screen, those famous faces in the Cameroonian film industry to join us. I want those people that reside in the Cameroon, that reside in Linde, to join us. Because trust me, Ernest, I've faced situations many a times when new members come to join us, and then they'll attend like three meetings, and then the next time you don't see them anymore. When you walk up to them to ask them, they tell you, no, we're not sure we're in the right place, because those faces we see on the screen, we don't see in the meetings, we don't see them there, so we don't think they're in the right place. We're in the right place. So it's really so stressful.
Now, if
so I channeled this to the National Bureau, and trust me, they're working on it. They're working on it already. I gave suggestions like, okay, those big faces they cannot attend the general assemblies all the time. They cannot tell themselves that they're part of the National Bureau, and they cannot be registered members when they don't attend the chapter meetings.
Okay.
Where they reside in Linde.
Okay. Now, from ordinary observation, one would imagine that most of the popular faces in the industry are not Limbe-based actors. Does it mean that Cameroonian producers don't give Limbe the fair share it deserves as far as projecting the faces of some actors is concerned?
And trust me, there are some faces there who are based Limbe, born and bred Limbe inhabitants. Trust me. Yes, they might be in Boya from time to time, there to hang out with their friends, but they live in Limbe. They are based in Limbe. I don't want to call names, but they know themselves. And that's this. For the ones who are still growing up, that's why I thought earlier told that's one of the reasons why I was ready to do Kumba Break. So that at least if the new faces are not they're not casted when they go for auditions, at least when those producers, those casting directors, those directors sit back in their homes and watch those short movies of ours, at least they can cast one or two persons by merit.
Now, within the last 1 year, Limbe has hosted some very huge, gigantic movie productions. Bad Angel, for instance, and from every indication, Samba, which is an upcoming Cameroonian series, will also be shot in Limbe. Does Limbe take advantage of these projects coming into town to project its actors?
Yes, trust me, we have very determined members, and they always take advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. For example, Adela Ella, who is one of the lead cast of Bad Angels, is a part of Limbe chapter, and most of us went for the audition for Samba, and I'm sure, I trust my members, I trust our work. I'm sure most of us will be casted for that series.
Okay, we're speaking to Laura Onyama, our special guest in this edition of African Fiesta. Laura, we are about to run off this radio conversation, but just before you go away, can you tell me what being member of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon has added in terms of value to your career?
Well, it's fun. It's a good thing to belong. Trust me. In my whole years of the whole time of being in the music industry, I wasn't a part of NACAM. That's from 2009 to right up to 2012. I wasn't a part of NACAM, and if you notice, I didn't really do a lot of movies. That was so determined and so always there for everything, for auditions. But since I became a member of Limbe chapter, even when I wasn't president, I started getting calls coming in, especially when I attend General Assembly, where I get to see other producers and other actors. It really helped me in a very big way. For example, even Kiss of Death, I wasn't auditioned for that movie. I was casted because the producer actually and the casting director actually saw me in a General Assembly meeting. They didn't get to talk to me actually. We didn't get to talk to each other, but physically, the way I look, that was what they wanted. I wasn't a NACA member. I didn't attend that particular DA. I would not be talking of Kiss of Death right now.
Okay, Laura, thank you so much. Just before you go away, if an actor is interested in being a member of Nakam Limbe, what are they expected to do?
Oh, you're always welcome. Nakam in the chapter, we have our meetings every first Sunday of the month, and the venue is Youth and Cultural Center down this Lille. That's directly opposite Focus. So you're always welcome. Just come and join us. Just come and let's do this thing together. Just come and get registered. That's all we want.
And what are the contacts?
You have my contact. My MTN number is 675571534. Or you can contact 655-364446.
Right. Okay, the message has definitely gone through. And on a lighter mood now, as we run off, Laura, I would just want you to use this forum to say something to the president of presidents. I'm talking about the national president of the Actors Guild of Cameroon, Mr. Kena Kesha. Looks like there is some beautiful thing coming up. So could you just say hi to him as we run off this interview?
Yes, of course. And there's some beautiful thing coming up tomorrow, actually. But I won't spill the beans.
Okay.
A big shout out to my president. So I'll be in Bamenda tomorrow. I'm traveling tonight to Bamenda, actually.
Okay.
I'll be there tomorrow for you, my president.
Okay. All right, it's understood. Thank you so much, Laura, and we want to encourage you to keep doing the great things you are doing, and of course, uplifting Limbe, because Limbe is a very, very important town in Cameroon, and of course, Limbe should use that golden opportunity to also make the film industry tick. So, once again, we wish you all the best.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay. So, that was our special guest in this edition of the show, Laura Onyama, actress and president of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon, Limbe branch. Maxwell Adit, we are about to run off. You just listen there to Laura, and she said it is a nice thing to belong. That is, to belong to an association, especially when you are a professional. What do you think about belonging to professional associations?
I think professional associations make up what an artist is actually, because it's through associating that you get to maybe an artist as an individual gets to brand himself to the public.
Okay, that's beautiful, and we are running off this edition of African Fiesta.
Thank you again for tuning in with Apex One Radio. Stay with us on www.apexoneradio.com. Apex One Radio, your radio.